Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Join me every week. This is Brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro West, Creative Tech, here at Adafruit. And every week, when we're not on vacation, I remember what to say. Here to, I don't know what my lines are. I need more coffee.
Okay. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. You had your own
got
thing.
my tongue.
That's funny. Oh? Just watch the 444 episodes that we've done. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back from our 2-week vacation. It is July 3rd. This is episode 445. Welcome, everybody. We're hanging out in the Adafruit Discord server. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can hit up the live broadcast chat channel. If you're new to Discord, the invite link to that is discord.gg/Adafruit. We'll take a couple moments to drink some coffee and let folks come into the stream. We are streaming on all the networks this week: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X, formerly known as Twitter. They're all working this week, so that's great to see. We've had some issues in the past with Facebook and LinkedIn, but looks like they're working now, so it's good. This week we got a new project. Shout out to Pedro. Worked on it. Had a super fast turnaround. Really handy proof of concept. We think it'll work for a lot of folks that might run bot shops and CNC machine shops. But we'll take a look at that in a few moments. We'll let folks get in. I'm going to run through the morning routine, and then we'll check in with Discord in the chats to say hello to everybody. Adafruit.com/free. You can get free things with certain tiers. If your order is $99 or more, you're going to get a free PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. If your order is $100 and $149 or more, you get a free Adafruit KB2040. That's a lovely dev board with the RP2040 chip. You also get the PCB coaster. If your order is $199 or more, you'll get the KB2040 dev board, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. If your order is $299 or more, you'll get the ground shipping, the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and a Circuit Playground Express. These get automatically added to your cart, so there's no need to set it up. It just automatically happens while supplies last, of course. And on top of that, we have a coupon code that will get you 10% off your total order. Today's coupon code, good for the next 24 hours, is Optical. Optical is the coupon code. So use it before it's gone. And that's pretty much the morning. We just run through that. Giving shout outs to folks. Pedro, who do you see?
I see on the YouTube Susan from Michigan, which reminds me of what was the joke on Inside Out 2? Michigan.
Oh, yeah. She's totally from Michigan. Yeah. Great movie. So hello. And then we have Duester on Discord, Squid.jpg, and Brent. Hello from Adafruit. Shout out. Good morning, folks. Yep, we're back from 2 weeks.
Brent made me think of the newsletter since it's got the IoT newsletter. It's every month.
Yes.
As well as every other category, 3D printing and Python on hardware. Definitely subscribe to one of those that pique your interests.
Yep, newsletters. I got a thing for it. I forgot.
Okay.
There you go.
Although wrong season, they have
is that winter?
On it.
That's
looks
funny.
like it.
Halfway to winter.
My God, you're right. Look at all the Halloween stuff coming out. That's what we need to start plotting.
Yeah, Halloween starts in August. That's when Halloween starts for all the, craft stores and department stores.
Oh, I see Lowe's and Home Depot bringing out all their animatronics now.
Really? Oh, man. It gets sooner every year.
Right.
Shout out to Dan Mitchell hanging out in the Discord server.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. We know folks are out. It is still summertime, and a lot of folks are out.
Oh, God, yeah. Got the holiday tomorrow.
Yeah. So, do I have a shipping banner? I don't think we're shipping tomorrow. So,
probably not.
Yeah, there's a link here if you want to know when your order will get shipped. You can click on this blog post, and yeah, we're just not shipping on that day. But July 5th, July 5th should be a normal operating day. So that's Friday. Okay.
Yeah. For what has there been announcements on the move and all that? I think there's going to be some little bit of mix-ups.
No, I would not say anything about that.
I will let that down. So
yeah, let Lady Ada and Miss Lady Ada talk about their plans.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. I guess let's go ahead and jump into this week's project. Super useful project, which I didn't think was going to work, but man, it works so good. It is a filament detector, and it's using Whippersnapper to with the the CTR optical sensor. So when it detects that there's filament, you're not going to get the little what is this called? Warning light. Sorry, I'm fumbling all over my words. So we mount this on top of the frame of the 3D printer with the filament going through here, and once it doesn't detect there's filament, bam! Look how fast that reads. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're using the TCRT1000 optical reflective sensor on here with a Py ESP32-S2 on the back. So that's reading the filament. It talks to Whippersnapper on Adafruit IO, and it sends a triggered action to the warning light, which is running another ESP32-S2, and that's talking back to IO and is seeing if the sensor doesn't see anything, it'll have the warning light go off. Now there is a buzzer on here as well, so that's the component that we're using inside of Whippersnapper, and thankfully it has this volume knob on it because it is so freaking loud. I won't go how high it can go, but it is so ear-piercingly loud.
Yeah, it's meant to. It's meant for manufacturing areas where it's super loud. You're stamping, you're CNCing, you're die cutting, and these tower lights, I think is what they can also be called, are really loud, and they need a special transistor to power them properly. But this is a pretty cool proof of concept. We've been wanting to use this sensor for something. JP used the sensor a couple weeks ago on his drum sequencer using Lego heads and Lego bricks and stuff. But yeah, this is a nice simple sensor that can just detect if something's in front of it or not. There's one caveat with the sensor is it doesn't really work with dark colored filaments, mainly black and like glitter black, but some of the blues and purples tend to work okay.
No, so just it was everything but blue, dark glitter blue. That one still works, but all the other ones, purples and the black glitter, and then just regular black PLA, was not able to have the light reflect back off of it. But all the other colors seem to work pretty well.
Yeah, so like this rainbow filament that you have, that works okay. That's a dark filament kind of, but it works. It's a solid color. Yeah, there is a potentiometer on the breakout that can adjust the brightness of the IR LED. Does that affect it at all? I don't know if that would.
Yes. So I have it as close as it can, that you can turn it. So the closest that it's able to read. I'm talking about this little guy right there. You can see
a little pot.
Just use a flathead to adjust that. So if you want something to be further away, you can adjust it. Our proof of concept is just for the filament, so you tighten it as close as it can be. And what else to say about it? I'm kind of happy the way I have the holder mounting on the frame itself. This is compatible with a 2020 frame, so it just snaps in like that, and then it's all open because it does tend to get a little hot, so I didn't want to cover it inside of a case. And then the main thing that I can't believe none of the manufacturers have figured out, because most of the 3D printers now come with a filament detect little circuit, but you always have to thread it through. So I made mine open so you don't have to do that. Yeah, so you can just lay it on top, so it installs without having to, heat up your filament, take it out, and feed it through. Because there's been so many times where I'm rushing, the filament detector, pauses the print. I see it like 2 or 3 hours later when I'm doing, walking by, and I'll go over to quickly try to put it back in, and I forget to actually thread the filament back through the filament sensor.
Oh yeah,
so this definitely helps. In terms of not having to do that. So yeah, it's just a nice little groove, little channel that goes up against the TCRT 1000.
Yeah, I just call it an optical sensor because it's like model name. It's hard to remember. It's a nice breakout. We have a 3D model of it that you can use. Your design is pretty modular, so if you want to have a different mounting bit, you can just adapt the QT Py holder and the breakout holders to fit any other type of enclosure or bracket. So it's all modular. It's very nice.
Yeah, all the sketches are there inside of Fusion 360, so you can edit this to a different frame, or if you want to do any little bit of adjustments. I've noticed that the 2020 frames that they have on the Crealties have this little grooved channel along the frame. And that's what this little guy goes inside of. So if you have a 2020 extrusion frame that doesn't have that, you can remove that in the sketch. Or if you have the position different, you can stretch this out or move the sketch for the bar, and then any other minor adjustments. One of the other cool things that I finally figured out is how not to glue 2 pieces together. It's so simple. Just use a screw to hold them together.
Well, yeah, of course.
So this is broken up into 2 pieces so that they print flat. So they get sandwiched together. And if I, left it like that in the print, I'd have to have supports for all the overhangs and the standoffs that you need for the optical board.
Yep.
So instead of gluing them together, I just have an M2 screw to hold them together. It's like, oh my god, it took me that long to figure that one out.
Nah, I'm sure you've done it before.
Doing that. And then we're just using our standard QT Py holder. I know you came up with this one, so you just bend the holder right here to get that in and out.
Hey, look at that.
It's on very good because there are no screw mounts on the QT Py.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good solution.
And that's the other reason too why I didn't want to glue this, because I had to keep updating this guy, and to make sure that everything fits. I wanted to make sure that I could completely have this modular, so I could keep updating just this piece or this when I needed to, and have it not glued. Helps out so much.
Yeah, totally. Yep. And next is the alarm. Let's take a look at the alarm.
So the alarm separate. I don't think we said this as much as I'd want to, but this is completely wireless. Besides, the power that you need to give it. So this could be anywhere as long as you're feeding it power. So like we were saying before, have it be in a different room, because usually inside the print room, the printer does have a buzzer that will beep when you run out of filament, but it's like so low. And I have 10 printers in there. I have vacuums going. I have children going crazy. Like I can't hear that when it's inside, when I'm inside my editing room. And the printer fails in the room down the hall. So having
you keep the door closed too, because
that too. Yeah, I don't want
to keep the fumes in there. And, you have filters and they're running full blast, and most people that have a bot farm, so they got you're gonna want a separate room, and a lot of the times you're not gonna be in that room. So this is a good way to make an alarm that's outside of the room. And that as long as you're within Wi-Fi range and you're all connected in your Wi-Fi network, it all works really well together. So this, go ahead.
Yeah, so for this setup, we're using a Feather ESP32-S2. And let me just turn this off so I could show the reason why we use the Feather, so that I could use the Featherwing prototype. So if I just pop this header right off, you can see underneath, we do need some circuitry to help run the the warning light. So we have the Darlington on side here. What is it? TP120 and a resistor, and then we're using one of these terminals to easily modularly connect the wires off this. So it's just a little screw terminal. You can remove this guy. And then the prototyping areas where I'm doing all of the wiring and connecting everything to the pins. So this came in so freaking handy. As you can see, I can take the feather right off and pop it back in. So you were asking, oh, could you use a Cutie Pie? Yeah, you could, but do we have a prototyping little Cutie Pie board? Don't believe. I think we do.
No.
But the size.
There is something in the works, but it's not out yet. And,
okay.
The BFF squad would be a good thing, but we don't have that yet. So yeah, the feather works really well. You know, you could use a different feather, or come up with a different thing. The light, it doesn't have a base really. It has these like 3 screws, I guess.
Yeah. So the light comes with these screws that protrude out the bottom, and I'm just using the holes in that for the little stand here. It comes with these little washers that screw into place, and that just holds on there. You can see the buzzer underneath there. And yeah, it's a nice way to mount. JP made a version of this. I think it was like a Twitter alert. I just looked at his design and modified it to have it be shorter, because the feather on his had the TFT that would display tweets. So on this one, I just have it right underneath. And then I even
I'm looking at it too. It's actually, this is clever. It tells you when Raspberry Pis are in stock.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's looking at the tweets from Pi Hut, I think.
Somebody, yeah. I wonder if this still works though, because like this isn't Twitter anymore.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, the
don't have
APIs
an API anymore, right? Unless you pay for it.
I think so.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, they're making it where you have to pay to have live streams now, so
yeah.
Wouldn't be
This was
surprised.
last year. Yeah, May of last year. Okay. But anyway,
so I was just gonna have it. We were just gonna have Adafruit IO send you either a text message or an email to alert you. Which, oh my god, we forgot to say that in the video. The guide. That's additional ways you can get alerted. But Lamar really wanted to use this light, and I was not sure if it was gonna work. But yeah, in Whippersnapper, the component to have this work, it's just the buzzer. 5 volt is the component that'll have this work as well, and it performs beautifully. I'm super happy because this is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. As I've said before, we're doing 3-day long prints. The filament sensor will pause the print, but it's just sitting there for a day without me knowing, with the heated bed running, and I could have quickly gotten to it if I was alerted, but again, I couldn't hear it. Doing other stuff, so this definitely helps out. And having it in a different room, we were discussing for a bot farm or a place of business, you would put this in the manager's room or something, so they could notify the operator while they're doing something.
Yep. And this is just filament. Does the sensor see something is there or not? Is a whole thing in itself. You could use this as a basic security alarm or something else. If you could swap out the IR breakout for a read sensor, a read switch if somebody opens a door or something.
Yeah, so
it's definitely adaptable.
In Whippersnapper, there are components that have a break beam and be magnetic, so it could easily be swapped out for that, for a window or a door. So as soon as the window or the door opens, have this thing with full blast audio that would definitely deter burglary or something like that, or
or the kids
if you want jumping on your freaking counter. That'll definitely scare the crap out of it. The alarm is pretty cool. It's doing a lot of things easily, for you. You don't have to print a whole casing, and the animation is just automatic, and it has the super loud speaker built in. It's got a volume knob built in. It's a pretty neat little light. I was scared that we were gonna have to add programming to have it, do the little spin and all that. But
yeah, no, it's all built in.
Super cool. I was going to say some other thing. I lost my train of thought about it. But yeah, the timing on it, just how quick it works too. It's so fast. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, it's good.
Can't even count how many milliseconds that was.
Yeah. It's good that JPEG is saying he bought one of the flashing lights.
Yeah, I wanted to mention his comment.
Yeah, still looking for project for it. Yeah.
This is such a perfect project. There's, like we're saying, there's so many numerous things that you can set this up to be detected, just a door opening or a window or anything like that. It's so freaking handy to have something like this.
Yeah.
And it's really cost effective too.
It reminds me of like Inspector Gadget hat when he would like have a thing come up. This police hat.
Maybe that's what we should do.
That's ridiculous.
One of the cosplay things.
It's ridiculous.
It's wearable.
Yeah. A wearable Go-Go Gadget.
I know we're in the stages of trying to figure out all the projects to make a list, because a lot of them that we had on the list we got to rethink.
Remember that game Ape Escape from the PS2 or something? Like a little Ape Escape hat. Yeah.
I think a hat.
Anyway, that's it. Do you want to run through the Learn Guide or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the Learn Guide to look at how we built this. First thing up was my window for this. There it is. Yeah, so just the breakdown of how it operates, how to mount it, light all the parts. Oh my god, there's so many freaking parts for this thing, but I have them all listed here. All little parts too that definitely make the build easier. One thing I didn't mention here, the headers that I'm using for the feather are the press fit headers. That
they work for you?
Oh my god, yeah, it was super cool. I just used the pliers to sort of like pinch them to have it fit in. I zoom in on this original.
I was skeptical of using them.
Yeah, me too. You can see these little things bend inside of the pinholes.
Okay.
They were great. Definitely saved on soldering.
I'll try them out.
All freaking pins.
Okay.
So definitely recommend that. Man, I wish they had the socket version for this, because
yeah,
to cut down on time, I only soldered the end connectors and then the actual pins that I'm using, just to cut down on soldering.
Okay.
But everything else I think seems to be in stock. You get the TCRT 1000 reflective optical reflective photo sensor. It's a cool stemma, so I did opt to use the stemma JS connector for this. You could use the pins that are on here, but because of the way that I'm mounting it, it was easier to have the wire connect to the Key Toad By, which is in stock as well. The light is in stock. Feathers are in there. The feather wing proto definitely helped out. I only had like 2 of them, so oh man, I got to order more because this was so freaking handy. The Darlingtons, the internal block resistors, 2.2 kilo ohm resistor. I didn't have any of those, so glad I grabbed them before they went out of stock. Holy crap!
Yep.
We have some of those, except before the socket, the JSTPH. Sorry, I said it wrong. Definitely need that connector, or you can again use different wires to connect to the pins. You do have that ability on the photo sensor board. The USB-C to C, this was the perfect length for connecting to the printer, which we said in the video, but we got to reiterate again. Powering this super easy, because a lot of the modern printers now just have additional USB ports on the side that you can use for powering. In their case, it's for powering the webcams that they're all included with now. So just piggyback off of that. The various screws, I have all these listed here, how many screws you need and what they're actually going into. A lot of M2 by 5mm 12/8. And then for the resistor board itself, that's the 2.5 by 5. So into the circuit diagram, JP made a nice circuit on how the Darlington transistor TPI 120 is hooked up. So there's a nice little breakdown of how that is. Of course, I had to be freaking difficult and fancy in terms of the way that I wired it. So I have mine going from the bottom, so it looks nice and clean on top. But here's the bottom, and sort of bit of mental math and figuring out the horizontal flip on where it is on the front. So
yeah,
if you want to fry your brain, go ahead and do it this way. But I would probably recommend doing it on top. I was just scared it wasn't going to fit, because originally I was going to use the short header sockets. But to fit the terminal block,
it's kind of
I had to use the regular ones. Yeah, but there's the connections of how that is.
Sure. Yeah.
Check out my solder.
Yep.
I actually did it that way because it's definitely relaxing in terms of when you're soldering, for me anyway. Like, solder. And I sort of break down, this is a mirrored page on how to set up your whippersnapper. Overview first on how to set up your devices, how to get that all going, having your QT Py and Feather go into the bootloader so you can drag and drop the UF2 file that'll have the whippersnapper firmware on there, and then how to set it up in terms of if you need drivers for your computer to be able to read it once it turns into a USB drive, and then setting up your board and naming, and then some of the aspects around it, like setting up your components, which I actually put in the setup or action setup. This tells you which components you need. Taith added the TCTR component, and we're just setting it to the A1 pin for that. And then for the feather wing, the light component, like we said before, it is, I just used the buzzer 5-volt component. That works perfect. And I linked that up to the pin D10. I can read. And from there, we're going to create actions. These are what tell the photo sensor, if I see something, do this. And then for the feather, it's saying if the photo sensor sees something, have the alarm go off. So they're moving over to like a Blockly setup. So I just have that listed here, what the blocks for that would look like, the little drop downs and operator, the feed values. So you can have that set up and going. Going over 3D printing, everything prints with no supports. Yay.
Woohoo.
Just a couple pieces here, and I have the F3D file, the step file, the STLs, and the so you can edit this inside of Fusion as well. How does that look when I open it? Load. The reason I'm opening this is to, again, remind people that there was like directory changes to the way that Fusion works. So there's still some of our older projects that may not load. So if there are, let us know.
We've been doing good though, updating them.
Yeah, but there's still so many, man. There's like 300 plus designs. There's going to be some that all we have to do is just update the link. That's all.
Yep.
Here's what that looks like. What does it look like if I explode it? Ooh, there you go. All the individual pieces for that. So you want to modify any of this? I'm good. Just regular PLA settings. Nothing fancy for this. Moving over to the assembly. Like we were saying before, we're using the JSTPH wire to connect to the port on the IR optical breakout board. It just plugs right in. So again, nice and modular. If you want to use a different board, you can, swap that out when you need to. The QT Py mounts, how to set that up. It just goes right through. Like when you already have the wire, obviously you can't have it go on each side. So there is enough room to just have it push right through. Just turn it diagonally, and both of the boards will fit right through there like that. And you have your wire. So I made that little hole big enough for that.
Nice.
As I was saying before, to join both pieces together, we're just using the M2 screw. And then the mounts for, don't really need to see that. You can see it on the better on the picture. So those are attached with the screws, and then the M25 screws for the optical board. Those have the standoffs that those screw into. What else? The 2020 mount that screws onto the other side where the Cutie Pie is. And that's pretty much it. Again, you can modify this to fit a printer or completely disregard this and just use the holders themselves and have it be, like we were saying before, door, window, anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You were just showing how it attaches to the 2020 frame, since I'm going to guess people still have a lot of their krill tees. Remember, like everybody had switched over to krill tees, so that's why I made it for the 2020 frame, since a lot of the printers use that as their structure for the printer. So that just snaps right in. And again, I really like how you don't have to take anything apart. It just snaps in and just slides in, and you don't have to take the filament out. It just goes right on top. And then over to building the warning light. Like we already showed off the circuit diagram, how that's set up. Super easy for the stand. The wire just goes through the little cutout to attach to where the proto is mounted. And then the screws fit right inside there with the washers. That's pretty much it. You power it with a USB-C that we have here, just plug into the printer, the side here. And you can, it's set up for like, having on your desk, but of course you can have like a wall mount or something like that. That can be designed for it. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any questions.
Yeah,
nope, I think we're good.
Any detector, be alerted when anything walks by or doors open. Super handy.
Cool. If anyone wants to pick up any of the parts, use our coupon code. You can get 10% off. And let us know what you think. Yeah. Now you'll definitely know when if or a time lapse fails.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely know now.
I'll get up to the time lapse rig.
Right.
Yep. All right. Yeah, it's loud. Cool. Let's see what else.
I thought it was like to adjust the dim of the LED, and Declan was in the room while I was shooting. He's like, "What does this do?" He turns it all the way up. I'm like,
oh really?
Until that point, I hadn't even messed with the rotary on it.
Is it a rotary encoder or a potentiometer?
Whatever, pot rotary.
Yeah.
No, pot.
Yeah.
Potentiometer.
Oh, it has a click too.
Yeah, very nice, satisfying click.
Okay.
I thought it would just turn the whole thing off, but nope. It's just for the audio.
No, it makes sense to have volume. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Yeah, check it out. The Learn Guide is published. We just looked at it. You ready for prototype segment?
Yeah.
Okay. My turn. Here we go. There we go. Oh, sorry. I'm still doing things. Okay. I got a project going on this week, though. I just want to talk about another resin SLA case. Last week, or maybe a week before, we started stocking these resin parts for the TRRS Trinkey. So this is in stock right now. Shout out to everybody who purchased one. I think we only put a couple in stock, and folks are purchasing them. So hopefully it's working out really well. This is our first time selling or stocking resin prints of enclosures. So I think we're going to start doing it. So the next one up in our list is to do a case for the Pixel Trinkey. So similar form factor, but this has a couple of different things. It's got a screw block terminal for easily hooking up a NeoPixel strip or a dot star strip because it has clock and data. And it's a very similar design, except, you know, we have little cutouts for the screw block terminal. We got an access port for the STEMMA QT, and of course, we got the reset button up here. So it's a 2-piece enclosure. You can take it apart like this carefully. So it's just 2 pieces, and there are labels that I wanted to add to this part here, but unfortunately they're really, really hard to see. You really can't see them. I can't even, I can't really see them. So instead of doing an emboss, I'm doing a deboss on Rev 2 so that you can actually see the pins. Because once the top is installed, you can't see the pinouts anymore. There you can see you got voltage, clock, data, and then negative for ground. You can kind of see they're raised there, but yeah, it just doesn't look good. So I'm still experimenting with like how to properly do labels for resin. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. This will be the second enclosure. Like I said, these are already in stock and they're selling, so that's good. And then we want to do some enclosures for the Cutie Pie, the Feather, maybe a proto board. So that's kind of it, really. Yeah, little Adafruit logo on the bottom there. Lamar is going through revising these Trinkey boards with a proper USB connector, so that's really nice. And yeah, that's kind of it. There is another project that I had, but we're kind of redesigning it for different components just because we ran into some issues. One other thing I want to note for the Pixel Trinkey is this is not a STEMMA port. This is a 3-pin JST SH port. We do stock these cables that has the plug end, and then these are, you know, header pins, jumper wires, I guess is what they're called. So you got your access here. It goes this way. So this just plugs in there. So you can use this to power a NeoPixel strip, or to hook up a NeoPixel strip with kind of a plug and play thing. And we also have, I think it'll be compatible with these standalone NeoPixels. Have you picked these up yet, Pedro?
I would mention, I do have those.
Yeah, I think we just need a cable that has like a male to male or a plug to plug kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I'm not seeing it here on my.
I
skipped
I'm surprised
it.
that we
there it is.
That, because I was under the impression that the wires were too thin to drive the NeoPixel strip, but I guess it's okay.
I'm guessing it's just for like a couple NeoPixels. So this is a new breakout. It has the 3-pin JST.
This is actually what I was going to use. If this didn't work, I was going to switch to that.
Yeah. So here you can see it's got that cable that I just showed you, and it would easily plug into this Trinkey. So hopefully we get some cables that will just go, you know, plug to plug, and then we can daisy chain maybe a handful of them. I'm not sure how many was the, you know, max amount. But yeah, that's what we're working on. Once I get these in, it takes about a week to get parts. A little bit long, but not too bad. And yeah, hopefully we'll stock these. And then next I also have is the Cutie Pie a little tabbed holder. Pretty similar to what you have, but it has like mounting tabs on it. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, these are nice. They if you have a NeoPixel like this one, it's white, so that means it'll diffuse the LED nicely like that. You can see it really shines pretty good through there. So it's translucent white. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a nice little case. I haven't seen anyone on the socials post about it. So if anyone has any, I don't know, critiques, let me know. But otherwise, it just does what it does. It holds your Cutie Pie or your Trinkey. That's kind of it. Yeah. So we'll do more. And after we do some of the dev boards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lamar was saying that doesn't make sense to do any injection molded cases anymore. With the prices of the printers, the services for this, the injection molding, how long it takes, the cost of it to set up like the mold for it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, this just makes sense. It's affordable enough for us to stock like 100 or so, and that's what we're doing. So we'll stock like 100, and if we sell out, we'll just order more. So
yeah,
it works out. Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah. Let me see. I'm checking on with Discord. Everybody's good. All the other channels, everything's good. Okay. All right. I don't really have a shop talk. There's a couple of 3D models on GitHub if you want to check it out real quick. I'll just go through it just to kind of let you know. We'll go to the commits. So this is our GitHub repository of all of our CAD parts that we like to share. You'll find a step file, an STL, and a Fusion 360. So the latest ones is we have the IR remote receiver, we have the Tripler PiCowBell, the optical sensor that Pedro used. We got a model for that. Of course, we got a model of the Pixel Trinkey, and our latest model is the NeoPixel breakout that we were just looking at, the one with the JST, the 3-pin JST SH connectors. So those are all 3D models you can check out. Just go to github.com/adafruit/adafruit_CAD_parts. You do a search, and we'll drop a link here in all the socials and in Discord if folks want 3D models. Okay, so that's that part. Our part of parts. And now we have a time lapse.
All right, this week's time lapse is, you found this one. It was a mechanical gear fidget type thing.
Yeah, this is cool.
Pretty mesmerizing the way it works.
Yeah,
using the render component, so it looks like it's changing as you thread it through this. I don't know what this is, the holder thing.
Yeah.
So the only trick that I use for this is the real butter lubricant. I added that to the little holder parts there, and that makes it go nice and smooth. So,
it's called Cage.
Nice
It's
Cage. There you go. Yeah, just a nice little fidget to show just the way that these gears interact with each other. So cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Let me pull up the thing. It's on Thingiverse. Why is it not working? There it is. It's a free model on Thingiverse designed by henryseg. Principals user henryseg. They posted it up. It's what, 4 parts? 1, 2, 3 parts. You print the same screw gear mechanism.
Yep. And then he has different tolerances for the cage. I used the 4mm tolerance. The 3 was just too tight.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, they look really good. It's got a couple makes, so you know it works. Yeah. Did you use support material on the cage? Yeah,
yes, right? I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like so much supports.
Yeah, in motion, it has like a cool illusion, almost like an optical illusion. When you use those rainbow colors, it's kind of like this cool color changing, and it doesn't look like it's actually moving when you speed it up. It's kind of neat. Yeah, I think I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw it making the rounds.
Yeah,
I did not think this was going to work.
Yeah,
if you see from the time lapse, I was sweating bullets. Like, oh no, this is not working.
Yeah, let's pull up the time lapse. I just put a link to the model on all the channels.
Yep. So I left the fail in there just to make the video long. But
yeah,
here's this is why I made the project, because this kept happening.
Yeah, right.
Somebody asked why this looks so stringy. It's the shutter speed that I'm using for the DSLR camera that's taking the picture of it. It needs, I think it's at 1/30th of a second, or 30, whatever that is, 30 shutter speed. 2,000 milliseconds. That's how long I need to wait for the print head to chill out. And while it's chilling out, waiting for the DSLR to take a picture, it's sitting there oozing. So that's why it looks like crap.
Yeah.
See all the oozing too. I did go ahead and swap around which printers are actually doing the time lapse for these videos. So Hopefully they look better.
Yeah.
This one's a pretty, not super old, but in terms of how quick new printers come out, it's pretty old.
Right.
It's time for them to switch that one out. I printed the pretty ones on the Smart Pro, Cruelty S10 Smart Pro. That's what printed the beauty model.
Yeah. Is this filament the new filament that you've been playing with?
No, this was just the triple one. I did the frog over here. We'll talk about that next. But now it's just a dual tone color. So this one's just purple and gold. So last week, another fidget. This one made the rounds as well. It's a MX Key frog. So inside here is not Cherry MX, but just an MX Key compatible. Here's the ones that we have in the shop. So if you take off his little head, see inside is just an MX Key.
Yeah, it's a Kale key switch, MX compatible. And
it just has the stuff on there that lines up to the MX keys, and this one does have the triple colors. As you spin around, you can see that it's purple and yellow and green and blue.
Yep. It's a free model. It's posted up on Thingiverse by Thingiverse user MorphNest3d.
And that's all it is. It's just a cute little super satisfying little clicky frog.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little.
Even has like a owl version.
Yeah. Great with the kids. I remember Declan was like very showing it off to me. He's like, "Where's yours?" I'm like, "I didn't make one." Like, oh, you should. It's fun. Yeah, kid approved. Very good.
Should probably make jumbo size one. You know, the big keys that we have.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be nuts. Yeah, so it's a cute little fidget toy.
If anything, it's good for testing out your tolerances. I didn't think
it's a clever use of it's a clever use of like a little keycap thing. So very nice. Cool. All right, that is the time lapses for the past 2 weeks. Let's move on to community makes, with the first one being a nice, useful Raspberry Pi Zero stand. This was posted up by Edgar, I believe his name is Ed G Jr. on Printables. Gave it a 5-star rating. Started with Pirate Audio, and then switched to other things. So nice. I almost had more zeros on hand. Wish they had more zeros on hand to print more. Actually printed on the Etna Tina 2S with PLA, and this is what it looks like. It's got this nice cyber deck kind of thing.
Wow.
It's just like stacked boards on top of boards. It's just stacked. A lot of Adafruit boards here. You got a BME 688. You got the joystick stemma thing. You got an OLED display. You got all these fun things. And a stand will nicely prop it up on your desk so you can actually see it also. Yeah, a lot of folks love this stand.
Stemma connections, man. Makes it such a pleasure to attach all those boards together.
Yep, sure does. Cool. And for your Pi Zero, we got nice libraries for the Raspberry Pi Zero with the Blinka wrapper. All right. After that, we got not a handful, but we got a couple makes of the USB media dial. It's a pretty popular project so far, and I'm really happy to see folks are posting up their makes of it. So Waffle Fort on Printables gave it a 5-star rating. This was a fun little project, making something that I would use daily basis on my desk. I don't have the right size for the screws, so I got a bit creative with some hot glue. I'd recommend adding some weighted thing at the bottom so it doesn't slide around on the desk. Filament used. Here's a Galaxy Black PLA and Hatchbox. So here's what it looks like. It looks really nice assembled. There's the really tall screws, just hot glue them in place. It looks fine. And then the NeoPixel strip just wraps around in there. So very nice. I like that Galaxy Black. It looks just like the one I made. So very nice.
Yeah.
And after that, another person posted up. Oculus Zuck posted up theirs. Gave it a 5-star rating. Cool print. Thanks for sharing. Works great. And there it is in front of there. I think that's a Mac Studio, right?
It looks like it, yeah.
Complements the Apple kind of look. And they used a different NeoPixel strip. So it's nice to see folks using different NeoPixel strips. This is like a high density standard NeoPixel strip. That worked out well. Looks good.
Yeah, I think what it needs for the sliding around is Ninja Flex, like these little guys you made for the coasters, something that wraps around it.
Yeah, sure.
So it doesn't slide around.
Yeah.
Work really good for it.
Or like a brass plate or something. Like you can cut a brass plate. I don't have this listed, but I noticed.
I was gonna say we have the little feet. That's what we use. The little rubber feet. And you just adhere to the bottom. That works too.
Oh, yep. Oh my God. What the F Flow BBG posted up their remix of this. They made the base thicker. Yeah, I increased the thickness of the base and added additional support for the road encoder. This makes the Qt Py slightly more difficult to access if you assemble then program. You can always leave the road encoder off while you push the code. So there's a remix there. Shout out to Oh My God, WTF. I want to say someone remixed it so that this is like a 3MF, so you can print it with your multi-material unit thing on a bamboo. I'm not seeing it though. I thought somebody. Anyway, thank you for posting that. Good remix. After that, we have a nice make from Gullwing DMC on printables. Is this a remix? Yeah, they remixed this without the pillar in the center, and they made it so that the wire comes out through one of the feet. And they did an excellent job with the hot glue for the diffusers. They use like little tapes and stuff. And they did some mapping here.
Oh,
and
nice.
They actually have a video that we pinned that actually matches the real nighttime show at Epcot, which is super cool. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this will be on the blog tomorrow. But here it is side by side with the real Epcot nighttime spectacular extravaganza. You know how Disney does their nighttime show namings? It's like super long, magical, whimsical. But anyway, it's a really good combination of the WLED animations that like are timed to go with pretty close to the actual nighttime show. Look at that one. That one's really pretty close. So the timing and stuff is all done in WLED. Yeah. It's so the cool. 40th anniversary Points of Light show. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
It looks different now. It's not that one anymore.
Yeah, they change it up, which is
they change
cool.
it
every season. Like for Christmas, that's the first time I saw it. Is the Christmas holiday version, which I have video of. Yeah, but that looks.
The 4th of July one going right now.
Oh, really? So little fireworks and stuff.
I think like the flag and fireworks.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. Great use of WLED and great build. Like they did fantastic with the assembly of it, because this could be kind of difficult.
It's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy.
No. Yeah, it looks easy, but once you get in there and you're like, oh wow, I have to be careful with
this.
Once
you get the flow down, and it does.
Yeah.
It's again one of those stress relieving, like zone out as you do. How many of them? I don't remember.
Yep.
50.
No, there's like 156 or something.
Oh, gosh,
yeah, it's a lot because you have to do 2 halves. It's a pretty popular project. Thousands of likes. 88 makes. So this is becoming one of our popular projects of the year.
You can't buy anything like this anywhere.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't sell something like this.
Oh, we published. Never mind. This is last year's project. It's already a year old. Wow, time is flying.
I thought it was older than that.
You thought it was older than that? I thought it was this year.
I mean, every time I look at a thing, I'm like, oh, because I look at the date modified for the video files. I'm like, oh crap, this was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I thought this was this year. It's funny. Nope, it's been a whole over a year and 2 months. All right, after that we got another make. This is a the Keyblade project, but I think modified. I'll read it in a bit. Warhammer Chaos Keyblade, inspired by Warhammer 4000. This was posted up by Dingez on printables. Glued everything together with some 2 components epoxy, and just a list of all the filaments they made. I don't think there's any electronics in it, but it's just cool that they printed it out and did a nice job with the paint. And yeah, they just remixed it so that you can glue everything together.
Supposedly they're working on a live action. I forgot the name.
Kingdom Hearts.
From King of Hearts, yes.
Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We're in the age of video game adaptation, so we'll see a Legend of Zelda movie maybe at some point. Super Mario 2. List goes on. After that, we got a make of the very, I won't call it old, but it's kind of old. Tower storage. This is just a little screw top tower shaped storage for toys or dice. Jody posted up their make, printed great with my son's school project. I merged everything into one body for this project. Thanks for the design.
Oh crap!
Yeah, remember we printed this for Gavin? It was like 3.
It was huge, yeah.
It was super huge.
0.8 nozzle.
Yeah, on the Ultimaker extended, the tall Ultimaker. Yeah, and this was my first time doing like screw top things. I want to say this is like 2014 when we released it.
Okay.
It migrated over when I first created the printables profile for Adafruit, so it says 2019, but it's way older than that.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. Yep. Thanks for posting that up. It's a great little storage. And then to round off the end of Community Make segment, we got something from Kevin Wong. They posted up their remix of the heat set insert press. This is a clamp design for Hako FX 8801 soldering irons. So it's a little hinge design. So it opens and it has a little thumb screw. Nice. So that's a really stellar design. I love the yellow. It really complements the Hako FX design of blue and yellow. So it looks really cool. And yeah, I still amazed folks are posting up quality remixes and adaptations of this this project. Yeah, very good. So shout out to Kevin Wong. Great make. Right. That's all the community makes this week. Thank you everybody so much for posting your makes. It was a lot this week because it's actually 3 weeks of combined links. So very nice. Yeah. Oh wait, I have one more. I'm sorry. There is one more. I have to make it a habit to start checking the show and tell this chat. So shout out to Ghostly Clockwork on our Adafruit Discord. They shared their build of the noodle lantern. Yeah, it looks like they used yellow colors to give it a nice consistent look, and it has the animations, of course. But yeah, this is a difficult build. I've gotten some very criticism on the design because it is like building a ship in a bottle, as a metaphor for saying like how involved and crazy it is to get it. It's hard. It's a really hard build. It's very involved. Like I said,
ship in a bottle. Recalling? Like I built one. I don't remember it being. But then again, it's this is what we do every day. So I'm not.
It's not easy. It's a challenge. It's just a challenge to fit everything and wire everything, and thread. There's a lot of threading. Yeah, the wiring is just a lot.
Wiring. Yeah.
Just the construction of it was very difficult to not only come up with but document as well. So anyone who builds one, I'm like, I applaud you because like that's not easy to get it to look like that. Yeah, yeah, it's just very involved. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
You do this all day, every day. It's like, you forget how it can be quite a challenge.
Yep.
Like all the
just looking at it now.
Like,
yeah.
multiple drawers and rooms just full of parts that you just grab immediately and swap out. Every tool, and every printer.
Yeah. But anyway,
Oh my God.
that was the last one. Again, thanks to Ghostly Clockwork. Excellent work. All right. I think that's it. We made it. It's 12 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Again, don't forget coupon code Optical. Get your order in today because tomorrow Adafruit will not be shipping because the carriers just won't be there. So have a nice barbecue. Go outside.
I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. We're doing a parade. We're doing a parade and out. I'm sure you'll do similar.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing.
Maybe succulent pig. Like last time. Love a
What's
succulent pig. You guys,
Oh.
you have a succulent pig or something in Florida, or a succulent gator tail, something. We'll have a lobster. We'll have the lobster roll and the clam chowder. I'm in Massachusetts, by the way. Paige is down in Florida, so that's why we have differences in cuisines.
Oh, I think we're going to Crayola tomorrow. We're gonna go.
You're going to Crayola. Oh, that's fun. A 4th of July Crayola.
It's a 3-floor. I think it's like a science museum.
Oh, that's
Crayola.
cool.
So it's like a space theme or something that they're doing.
Really? You won't be coloring flags or something?
Maybe.
It's 4th of July. It's 4th of July, man.
I don't know.
It's Independence Day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget there's more shows. Tonight is Ask an Engineer and Show and Tell. Back-to-back shows with Show and Tell starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to skip it tonight because I just got a case that's not much to talk about. Pedro, you're free to come on if you want. And then folks, yeah, I know it's so hard. Yeah, it's hard with summer with the kids home and plans. But if you have time and you want to share, you'll definitely have a spot because last week it was just Adafruit folks. And then Ask an Engineer starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Another coupon code. And I think maybe new products. We'll see. Tune in to find out. Tomorrow, I don't think JP is having a show because it's a holiday. It's Thursday. But we'll see. And then Friday is a deep dive with, I believe, Tim or Scott. It starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Deep dives every Friday. All right. Lady Ada streams on Sundays in the evenings. And then CircuitPython weekly. Next week, it's Monday, no holiday. So it's good. We're back, everybody. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. We'll be here next week. But until then, remember to make a great
day.
Bye, everybody.
See you next week.